Alright, this is Transformers Generations Blurr. Straight away you can tell he is a repaint of the Generations Drift mold. But he is just different enough that he looks, to me at least, a lot better. I mean, if you recall that review that I had about Drift, I had a lot of problems with this alt mode. The big wing for me just didn't work. I didn't like the paint design on Drift. It looked very childish and unfinished. But with this one, it's almost as if Hasbro heard what I had to say and fixed everything about it. This one looks wonderful. I mean, I'll start off first with the overall basic paint design. No more of that kanji symbol with the weird graphics. It's now just a three-tone blue, the dark at the bottom that stretches around the back bumper, and to this lighter blue here, and then this baby blue that kind of just does the cockpit and the top of the bonnet. And then it's finished off with this white stripe. It looks good. And then it also has the Autobot symbol at the top in red. Looks very nice as well. Quality control issues though on mine. The paint on the hood doesn't look too phenomenal. I mean, it's got some scratches, and I don't even know what happened here. Again, more scratches there. But, I mean, overall it looks good. The windows are tinted black this time, and I like that. I like the black over the blue tint that the Drift mold had. Even the back window, even though it's painted black, so it matches more, and it doesn't notice. You can't notice it too much, because on the Drift mold, he had blue windows, but the back window was painted more of a silverish blue, and it was really noticeable, and I kind of didn't like that. Let's see. The wheels here are black. I've heard a lot of complaints. People don't think, or people like to say that Hasbro's lazy for not painting it, and they would rather it some color. But honestly, I don't think it was a laziness thing. I think it was a style decision, because if you look, he has the black windows, the black headlights, black grille, and the black wheels, and that just gives an overall balance to the figure in terms of design. I think that if it were silver, it wouldn't have looked. It would have looked too far off. It would look like the wheels were just its own thing, and it didn't really match the figure. And I like that. I like it a lot. I really like these black wheels. Of course, the big change, though, from the Drift mold is this wing. No longer that huge spoiler that, indicates a ton of downforce for a drifting car. This is definitely a speedster spoiler. I mean, little downforce, only there so that, a little, just, it makes him look like a faster figure, and it makes the whole shape and layout of the car, like this line, this whole thing, it looks very nice. Okay, underside, again, his big weapon stored here. No big sword here. Instead we have a sniper rifle. Yeah, it's a sniper rifle. Not really much to say about that. Underside, you've seen before on the Drift mold. Exactly the same here with Blurr. Okay, to get him transformed, I'll do it quick because you've probably seen it. Doors pop out and fold down. Uh-oh. There we go. Just gotta break that loose. Feet. These windows can come in. Alright, the bonnet splits. Chest connects. Let me just turn the wrists. All right. And there we have the Generations Blurr in robot mode. And right away, I will say I do love this robot mode. I really love the Drift mode, but this one I think is slightly better. And it all comes down to his head sculpt. It is this wonderful head sculpt. It looks a lot like what I've seen in the pictures of the comics. It looks great. It also reminds me of like a Gundam, and I I love that with these winged ears here, and then like the smaller ones here, and then this top crest. That looks phenomenal. Comes with these light blue eyes, and the expression on his face is serious yet fun. It's hard to explain, but it just looks like an awesome head. Again, there's his Autobot symbol, and looks all good. Okay. He does come with, for weaponry, the big sniper rifle, and then instead of the 2 swords, he has 2 guns. Oh. Just pull them out. They do attach into his hands, and you can put them both in and give him the whole gunslinger look. It's an awesome look, actually. I do like the gunslinger look. Looks cool. What you could also do is attach it to his gun. They just come in and attach at the front, giving him the 3-barreled gun, just like that. And it is a really big gun. It's huge. But I do not like the 3-barreled look, so I always just take it off, turn it around, and attach them backwards. So this way you do get the bipod, but not the huge extensive gun. Okay. There we go. I will admit though, when you do this, it looks less like a sniper rifle and more like one of those light machine guns that you'd see in World War II. Like, I don't know, I think it's like the M60 or something. Don't really know my guns, I just play Call of Duty, and that's the extent of my knowledge on guns. And that's what it looks like to me, like a futuristic version of that. You can hold it in both hands. I usually have him posed just holding the big gun like this, just because I think he looks like a badass with it. And yeah, there you go. Okay, so for comparisons, I'll just do the obvious one that everybody wants to see, and that is with the drift figure. If I could just get this guy to stand. Okay. So there they are together. And as you can tell, they are the same mold, but the paint apps are just different enough that they could pass as 2 different figures. I will say first of all that I do like the detailing on Drift a little bit better. I like how he has the red here on his shins, the red around his wrists, the red for his Autobot symbol even up here on his shoulder pads, and it gives the balance. I mean, you got red bottom, top, and middle in this figure, and for me it works. Like, I don't like how, like, I do like the red knees and the red Autobot symbol, but he needs a red something up here. I don't know what it is, but he needs that. It feels too unfinished. Like, the top just feels too blue. He needs something to distinguish him with. Whether it could have been red on the sides of his head sculpt, or red little circles here, it would have completed the look. I mean, even on the Drift one, they both have gold here in this crotch area, but Drift also has these gold circles here and a yellow crest. And even though the yellow doesn't match the gold, it's close enough to that same color scheme that, again, it gives him the balance as opposed to just the one gold piece here on Blurr. Overall, though, I still pick Blurr as the better figure, just because he has the more elaborate head sculpt, and for me that's enough to pick him as the one to buy if I had to choose between the two. However, I highly recommend that if you have the means, pick them both up. They both look great, they look great together, and I mean, in terms of the Generations line, I think these two really stack up there as the better of the figures in terms of playability and presentation. You know, by that I mean their paint apps and their alt modes look great. Blurr, particularly for me, is one of my favorites. He's almost my favorite in the line. Optimus just pulls out a hair over him, just because I like everything about Optimus. Like, I have no problems with that figure. But other than that, great figure. So there you have it. This was the review for Transformers Generations Blurr. Go out and buy them right now, and I'll see you guys next time.